So today I want to talk about the Fujifilm X-T4 and the XF 18mm f2 lens combo. And I've talked about this before, but I've used the XF 18mm f2 with the X Pro 1. So a lot of my experiences were with that kind of combo. I want to talk about these two, this body and lens combo specifically. So I probably look pretty tired right now, and that's because I've had a very long past few days, but we've always got time to talk about cameras, right? So let's get started. So I wanted to talk about this old plus new body and lens camera kind of combo, what I like so much about these two together, particularly this kind of duo, and how fun it is to shoot pictures, photography, video, and stuff like this with this combo. First off, let's talk about size and looks, because I feel like this plays a pretty big factor into this combo. The X-T4 is a slightly bigger camera. It's bigger than the X100V. It's bigger than something like the X Pro 1, of course. But when paired with the XF 18mm f2, which is kind of like a pancake lens, it actually creates for a very, very nice size, especially because the X-T4 has a slightly bigger grip. And so it's a bigger body, smaller lens, and it's a really, really attractive and just kind of cute combo altogether. I think it looks really good, and it's very, very portable. The size is very compact, so if you have a camera strap, you can bring it around and use it as like an everyday carry or even a street photographer camera, because this prime lens is so small, and that's one of the biggest things I like about this kind of combo. I also think it's kind of funny because the lens is small and the body is big, so it creates this kind of contrast where you have a big plus small kind of combo, and it just looks really funny to me. I like it. So if you want to be a little more inconspicuous with your Fujifilm X-T4, this prime lens is actually really good because you can carry it like an everyday camera. It's not intrusive to the point where it feels like baggage, but it's nice to always have a camera with you, you know what I mean? Next thing I want to talk about is the versatile kind of flexible focal length XF 18mm f2 lens is. Because its focal length is 18mm, that's kind of the standard size for a smartphone. I think it's a very versatile focal length, especially for social media. If you want to take pictures and share those pictures, it's a very familiar focal length for a lot of people because they're used to seeing the world in 18mm through like a smartphone camera, but it is of very high quality, so it's better than your phone cameras in my opinion, and you can get a lot of desirable pictures and video even with this kind of combo. Similarly, the XF 18mm f2 gives a good amount of fall off. Now it's not going to create any crazy bokeh like the XF 18mm 1.4 or any of the 1.4 lenses, but in my opinion, 1.4 is kind of high. I honestly never see myself needing that amount of bokeh, but f2 is kind of good enough. You can still get a lot of desirable fall off with f2, and it's a lot of fun to use, to be honest, especially even in low light as well. Next up, let's talk about autofocus, because it's actually not bad. If you're familiar with XF 18mm f2, it actually has quite a reputation for having a bad autofocus. I talked about this in the other video where it's not to the point where it's bad, where it's hindering my photography. Like I said, I missed a lot more shots due to my malpractice and my mishandling of the camera than from due to like something like a poor or slow autofocus. So I think the XF 18mm is good enough at autofocus, but when paired with something like the X-T4, which has a slightly better autofocus, I actually find it being pretty fast. It's very snappy and it's good and it's consistent, especially when doing something like single point autofocus mode. Now for video, and yes, I have used this combo for video, it hunts quite a lot. So I actually use manual focus with this lens combo more often than not. And I think it works really, really well. So for single point autofocus, it's actually quite fast. I don't think you'll be hindered by this combination at all. So like I said, moving on to video, the autofocus will actually kind of hunt, especially if you're trying to use continuous autofocus mode. So I would recommend using manual focus mode, and it's actually quite good. I find myself using this for video quite often simply because the lens body combo is so compact and so portable. I can take it wherever. So it's very convenient to use. Honestly, I've said this before, but focus pulling and stuff like that isn't as fun. I don't like the manual focus dial on this lens. So I actually do back button autofocus a lot. It makes it a lot faster when I'm trying to get video with manual focus, and I think it works really, really well. Furthermore, the Fujifilm X-T4 has a lot of high spec video capabilities. So you can actually get a lot of really good video quality with this kind of combination, because the X-T4 kind of brings out the XF 18mm f2's capabilities. And that is what I find so interesting, because you can combine a lot of different cameras and bodies and lenses or whatever in Fujifilm's lineup to create like a perfect fit for your style of photography or videography. And so this is one of the most fun combinations I've had so far, the X-T4 and the XF 18mm f2. I just think it works really, really well together. So I guess that's the overall point of this video, is that the XF 18mm f2 on the X-T4 is so fun to use because it provides like a compact everyday camera solution for if you want to bring something that has a really, really high spec, high quality capability out, but also smaller and portable. Now, obviously, there's a bunch of other lens combos you can do with this, like the 27mm and stuff like that, but we'll get to that sometime, you know. I don't want to compare lenses and stuff like that. I just want to shed some light on how fun this kind of camera body and lens combo is to use. And so I've been using it a lot and I've been enjoying it a lot, and I'd recommend it to you guys as well if you have this kind of combo sitting around but haven't used it. So if you have used this combo, be sure to let me know down in below if you like it, what you don't like about it, what you do like about it, and what other combos you'd recommend to try with the X-T4. So if you like this video, please go ahead and like this video and subscribe to this channel. I mainly talk about photography, videography, share my experiences and my travels with you guys, and I plan to make a lot more videos in the future. So yeah, I also have a newly launched website, andrepel.com, where I share photo, blog, short story type formats, and that's been a lot of fun. So if you are interested in any of writing or anything like that, you can check that out down below. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in another video. Peace.